Hi there, so here's a quick tutorial of how to put together the cake topper. We have the basic style and then we have the shaker cake topper. This is only like a basic tutorial with the layers provided, but of course you could add offsets, change as many layers as you want to make it unique. So I'm gonna get started with the basic cake topper. The layers, I already cut them out. I'm just gonna show you how to assemble the cake topper. Once you choose your colors, your textures, your papers, you have everything cut out, then this is one way that you could put it together. I'm just gonna use double-sided foam tape, some glue, and scissors. So first I'm gonna go ahead and glue the background. This one you could cut it out of a pattern that matches the theme of your cake topper, or print a picture and cut that out. So to start making the layers pop up, I'm going to use the double-sided foam tape. This tape, I buy it at the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store. I'll provide links down below for Amazon, just in case you don't find it at stores around you. I'm just putting a lot of little pieces of the foam tape, and then I'm going to go ahead and tape it. I'm using the bottom part of the cake topper to align everything together to make sure that it's centered. So then for the next layer, I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same process. Put the stickies. Like I mentioned earlier, you could modify the cake topper, the layers, create offsets to make it pop up a little bit more. And I'm going to use the bottom part of the banner so I could align the cake topper. The cake topper is pretty symmetrical, so you could put the layers in either direction. Just make sure if it's texture that you're using the right side. And then for the last one, I'm just going to go ahead and use glue. I'm using the Barely Arts glue. This glue is amazing. I really like this glue, and I like it because you could put it on really small pieces. I'll provide the link below if you want to check it out. And then the last step is just to add more foam stickies to the banner. And this is where you'll put the name of the child or whatever event you're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and add a stick. This is just a paper straw, and then you just put the name, the number, some decorations, you know, modify it to the theme. And for the shaker cake topper, it's the same file, the same layers. The only two things different here is that you'll need acetate sheets and the craft foam sheets. I'll provide links below for the acetate sheets that I have found better and that I really enjoy working with. As far as the craft foam sheets, if you don't find them at the 99-cent store, Dollar Tree, or craft stores, I'll provide links for those too. I usually buy different colors so I can match the craft foam to the layers. So I'll be using this layer, the accent, to cut out the craft foam. I'm gonna cut out two, one for the white layer, one for the blue layer. And I'm cutting it by hand because it's a really easy shape. When it's a more complicated shape, then I go ahead and use my Cricut machine. For the Cricut Maker, I use my rotary blade. I use felt settings. For the Explorer, I haven't used it, but I have heard that the deep cut blade. And then I'm gonna save the leftover of my craft foam so I could use it for the rest of the cake topper. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the acetate sheet. I'm just gonna trace a layer of the accent and cut it out with my scissors. Again, if you want to do it with your Cricut machine, the fine point blade is fine, and the settings will be acetate. So I'm gonna clean my acetate with window cleaner. This window cleaner is just regular from the 99-cent store. I keep it in a bottle by my desk. This helps so the confetti or the sequences don't get stuck to the acetate. And once that's dry and clean, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Barely Arts glue and glue it to the layer, the white layer, or the top layer. And just be careful that you don't get it on the acetate. If it does, just wipe it off with a little bit of, with the wet wipey, and it would come off. Now that I'm done with the accent, I'm gonna go ahead and glue it since I'm done tracing everything that I had to trace. I'm gonna go ahead and glue the foam part to the back of the white layer. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the blue layer and glue it to the back. The paper that I chose for this example is solid paper, but so the back and the front is the same thing. But of course, if you have texture or pattern paper, then it does matter which is the front and which is the back. So make sure you do it to the back of the paper. So the leftover foam sheet, I'm gonna go ahead and cut pieces and glue it to the cake topper. If you're lucky to find this at the Dollar Tree, get some. If not, I'll provide an Amazon link down below. And I decide not to use the foam tape that I use for the basic cake topper because the foam tape is a little bit thicker than the craft foam. So, I mean, that's just me. Now it's time to put the confetti inside before you glue it. I use this shot glass from the Dollar Tree and a spoon. I'm using sequences, glitter, little pieces of shiny confetti, to put inside, and I fill up about half of the little cup. So far, that's been a good size for me to put enough glitter inside. The more layers you add, the thicker, the wider the space gets for you to put more stuff inside and, play around with different things that you want to put inside. So the last step is just to put the straw, and then if it gets too heavy, I do recommend putting 2 sticks. That way the cake topper doesn't fall over once it's on the cake. And there you have it. This is the template for the cake toppers. Hope you enjoyed it. Any questions? Leave me a comment. Follow me on social media so I could answer more of your questions. Thank you.